Hey guys, so this is a new series called Quickview on my channel, where I play a game that looks interesting to me for a few hours without looking at any of the reviews or any outside sources on the game, and I review it based on that little time that I've played it. So, as you can see, this week's game is Rocket League. Well, I say this week. I'm not sure when these are going to come out. I'm thinking weekly, that's why I say week. But right now we are looking at Rocket League. Now, I first heard about this game last year. I want to say September, October-ish, 2015. I have played this game in a tournament before, but I was like the very last pick, and all of a sudden I was just in because one of my friends needed another player. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I didn't do very well at all. And I at that point I didn't really like the game because I wasn't super good at it. I mean, I thought it was alright, but I mean, I wasn't super into it at all. So now that I have played the game, I own it for myself, and I decided to play it because I thought, well, you know what, if I don't like it, Steam refund. There we go, done. So now that I've played it for myself, for Quickview, I have a few notes down here, and like positive and negatives that I have, and then near the end of the video I will be discussing what I think are the best part of the game and the worst part of the game. Singular, one of each. So the first point I want to bring up is that the game is so easy to learn. I'm using a controller. There is a lovely tutorial section in the game, and it tells you how to play the game basic. Just simple controls. Go forward, reverse, boost, jump, all that. And it's really up to you on how you use these. The game is also it's hard to master. You have these basic controls, but with these basic controls, you can do so much with it, honestly. That goal. With the basic controls that you have, like you have a boost, you have a left and right, you like your steering, you have your reverse, you have your forward. But with those very simple controls, you can just do so much in this game. If you really want to, you can jump in the air, tilt backward, and use your boost in the air to start flying around. That's one of the more advanced techniques in the game. And like, there's so many different things you can do. You can, if you wanted to, you could drive up the wall, jump off the wall, boost down toward the ball, and spike it into the net. But that's part of the hard to master thing. You'd have to first be able to know the controls well enough to do that. So that's why I say this game is easy to learn, hard to master. Very simple controls. It's for the most part just like any other racing game, honestly. Except that the camera's a little different. I'm using controller, so on me it would be on my controls it would be the Y button, which is the top button on your controller. What that does is it changes the camera angle to straight in front of your car, or from your car looking at the ball, and the camera will lock on the ball. What you're seeing right here is the replay mode. I didn't record any of this footage live because I didn't know how well it would work, so this is just the replay mode. Normally, your camera is a few feet away from your car, and you have a fairly good view of what's going on. You can press the Y button on and off to lock and unlock the camera at will. It is honestly really up to you. I also really like in this game that you can pull off really cool looking plays without being like super good at the game. You can pull off something that looks so cool, and you don't even have to like be super good at the game. Like, I have a few during this review. In the background you will see that I pull off a few cool looking plays in here, and I've only played this game for a few hours. I mean, it just, the way it's programmed is very interesting. I mean, car soccer doesn't really sound cool, does it? Add in rocket boosters, add in double jumping, add in flying, make the stadium huge. You can drive on the ceiling, you can drive on the walls. All those little things add up to make it so much better, in my opinion. And one other thing I really wanted to mention about this game is that, honestly, okay, I don't have the best computer. I really don't. That's why I'm very limited as to what games I can play and review and all that. But even on my computer, obviously, I turned it down to the lowest graphics in the game. I'm playing at over 40 FPS, which is extremely rare for me. So I do have to say that for the most part, that is very, very good. I really do enjoy that about the game. And for the community in the game, like the other players that you go up against, for the most part, people don't type in chat during the game because the game is so fast-paced. So for the most part, toxicity is fairly low, which I do appreciate. The community is better than some other games around, definitely. Cough cough, League of Legends, it's terrible. And in what other sports games do you get to see plays like that, where the ball just inches very slowly into the net? And plays like this, where you can jump into the air and hit the ball up. Honestly, it didn't save us here, but you can do those things. And, I mean, the game, it's really fun, honestly. Like, something significant must have changed for me between last September, October, and now. The amount of fun that I had with this game back then was honestly not very much. I didn't really like the game. I thought it was meh at best, and I didn't see what all the hype to the game was about. And honestly, I just thought, oh, that's okay. The only way I'd ever play this is if someone got it for me, and I had no intention of ever buying the game. But a while back, it was on the Steam summer sale, and I thought, you know what? I'll just give it a try. I'll buy it here for cheaper. If I don't like it, I'll just return it because that's Steam's policy now. And so I started playing the game, and it took me a few games to really get how the controls worked. Like, for the first little bit, it took me a while to get the controls. I didn't know how to really go about the game. So for the first game or two, I was kind of just wandering around, not doing much. I didn't score my first goal in this game until about my 8th match or so, because it took me so long to get used to the controls. They're not that hard. It's just that that was me on my part. The controls are not very hard at all. It was just the fact that I didn't use the tutorial at all, and I just went straight into the game. That, I think, hindered me. I went back later and into the tutorial and found that it was actually very informative and very good. So that's... I'm not giving this game negative review based off of that. I'm just saying that that was my bad. So I'm trying to be as impartial as I can be in here. So I think now is a good time for the best and the worst parts of the game. We'll start with the worst. I want you to look at the bottom of the screen here in that bar. Every orange point on that bar is where the enemy team scored. Right here, you can see the difference. They have 2 pros and a semi-pro, and my team is 2 semi-pros and a rookie. A rookie is someone who's played the game probably for an hour and a half or less. This was the worst match I've played. In that match, it was 10-0. And, I mean, for the most part, matchmaking is good, but that's terrible in those certain parts. And the best part is what you can see here. The game can be so fun. It can be so fun at times. And I really do enjoy this game. That is my favorite part about the game, is that you can have so much fun with such a simple concept. Over here, this is actually the first goal I ever scored. There's me right there. The first goal I ever scored was doing some sort of, like, a trick shot thing. There's another angle coming up, and I mean, it was so motivating for me for this. That was so motivating. The first time I got a goal, I was so happy. It was so good, and that drove me to play the game more. So all in all, I will give this game the Miles thumbs up of approval. Thank you for watching.